The 10 points agenda, the NADCO report implementation, a clarion call that we made in the year 2023 when Raila Odinga and his allies took to the streets of Nairobi, protesting against the government of President William Ruto then. The protest was so intense that we saw about 71 people killed in those demonstrations. The former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, came in Kenya as a peace envoy sent to negotiate a deal between the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the current President William Ruto. They struck a deal in Mombasa. The deal was a 10 points agenda was written. A NADCO report was written, led by Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That 10 points agenda was to be implemented by the year 2024. When the year 2024 struck, there came the Gen Z demonstrations. The Gen Z demos saw us come into another agreement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. There, William Ruto, who had become an hard nut to crack back in the year 2023, decided to soften his heart as Pharaoh did for the children of Israel when Moses pursued him so much. Softened his heart, asked Raila Odinga to offer his experts, four of them, John Mbadi, alias Sanjoho, Wycliffe Oparanya, and a fourth one, that is Bona Opiodai. All of them to serve in executive roles in the cabinet of President William Ruto to help solve the quagmire that Ruto was into. Now, beyond that, there came the signing of the broad-based government MOU that was signed this year 2025 after Raila Odinga failed to secure a position in the African Union chairmanship election. They signed. Now, we thought that the signing of the MOU on the broad-based government thing had done away with what? Had done away with the NADCO report. But today, out of the blues, President William Ruto posted on his official social media pages that a panel of 5 people has been selected to implement the 10-point agenda and make sure that the NADCO report is implemented. Do you know what was into the NADCO report? The NADCO report was to implement the absorption of the opposition into the government. I mean, the NADCO report was just a leaf borrowed from what the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta back in the year 2022 and 2021 had tried to bring into the country through a referendum which was called the Building Bridges Initiative, the BBI, which was a project of Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, which would make sure that the opposition has an office and is budgeted in the government of Kenya to oversee the operations of the national government. But Ruto and his people brushed it off. Then came 2023, Raila Odinga, when he negotiated with William Ruto through on the NADCO report, the BBI was supposed to be implemented then under the name NADCO report. Are we together? But Ruto akaifutilia mbali. Now tell me why, out of the blues, William Ruto is considering the implementation of the NADCO report and the BBI. Tell me. I mean, when William Ruto accepts something, my brother, I dare tell you, you have to sit down and reason. This is not a man that is pushed to accepting something when it doesn't benefit him in any way. William Ruto's move today to declare that the NADCO report implementation must go on tells you that there is a catch. And that catch is not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the opposition led by Raila Odinga. I dare tell you, the conversation that we have been having about the intergeneration conclave dialogue is what is going to be implemented through this 10-point agenda. I want to read this. The publication by the president through his official social media pages when he let us know about the 10 points agenda implementation today. William Samoei Ruto through his official Facebook page about how many hours ago? 2 hours ago. Statement on the establishment of a 5-member committee to oversee the implementation of the 10-point agenda and the NADCO report. Listen, on 7th March 2025, the United Democratic Alliance UDA and the Orange Democratic Movement ODM entered into a memorandum of understanding MOU outlining a 10-point agenda aimed at fostering national cohesion and driving inclusive prosperity. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, acting in their capacities as party leaders of the two largest political parties in Kenya, hereinafter referred to as the principles, agreed to establish a broad framework for cooperation and collaboration across all political formations and other key stakeholders. The MOU to address enduring challenges to Kenya's nationhood through the following key commitments. Allow me, before I name the key commitments that were supposed to be done, or the 10-point agenda that the MOU was supposed to see go through. Remember, about 1 week ago, an interview was held by the Citizen TV where they interviewed the Secretary General of ODM Party and the Senator of Nairobi County, Edwin Sifuna, where he rubbished the MOU and the broad-based government, saying that there is nothing like the MOU and it does not exist since the government has not been working in its implementation. Tuko pamoja mpaka hapo? Edwin Sifuna on Sunday this week, last week, he together with Sabaot MP Caleb Omisi had an empowerment program that was taking place in Sabaot. While speaking, Edwin Sifuna said, if ODM is going to force me to sing to the tune of praising William Ruto and saying that the MOU is good for us, then I have no otherwise than to resign, because that is not good for me nor for the people of the Republic of Kenya. Somebody, blogger Maverick AOKO, tweeted and said that Sifuna had already drafted a resignation letter as the ODM Secretary General and handed it over to Raila Odinga. But Raila Odinga turned down the said resignation letter from Sifuna. He told Sifuna, kid, your voice is my voice. If you get out of ODM, then we will have no voice. ODM will be absorbed into UDA. We won't have a defecting voice. And if we don't have a defecting voice, there is nothing we are going to gain from William Ruto. So make sure you remain on course. Continue doing what you're doing. Your voice is my voice. You speak for ODM. You speak for this party. You speak for me as Raila Odinga. And Sifuna akafutilia mbali mambo ya kuresign, but akaambiwa go on with your attacks against Ruto's government. Tuko pamoja mpaka hapo? And that is why right now, because of what Sifuna started a few days ago, Ruto ameamua kuform a team ya kuimplement the 10 points agenda that were agreed on the MOU na kuensure that the NADCO report is implemented. Let's go on. I shall remind you that also within the same MOU between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, they had a clause in the said MOU that assured Raila Odinga that William Ruto and ODM, with his UDA party and ODM from Raila Odinga will form the government beyond 2027. William Ruto will have to pick a running mate from ODM come the year 2027. Tuendelee wadau. Nawambia ni siasa, and in siasa you have to be very strategical and a key player. You don't go with anyhowly. Listen, number one, wanasema full implementation of the NADCO report. Number two, inclusivity in all spheres of public life. Number three, protecting and strengthening devolution. Number four, promoting and protecting the livelihood of the youth. Number five, leadership and integrity. Number six, the right to peaceful assembly as enshrined under Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya, and compensation for victims of protests and riots. Number seven, the national debt. Number eight, fight against corruption. Number nine, stop wastage of public resources and promoting government efficiency. Number 10 was protecting and promoting sovereignty of the people, rule of law, and constitutionalism. Today being on 6th of August, 2025, the principals announced the formation of a 5-member committee tasked with overseeing the implementation of the 10-point agenda. The following individuals were selected or appointed to serve on this committee. Number 1, Agnes Zani as the chairperson. Number 2, Fatuma Ibrahim as the member. Kevin Kiari as the member. Number 5, Gabriel Ogunda as the member. Gabriel Ogunda is a name that you know. Number 5, Javas Bigambo as a member. A joint secretariat co-led by executive secretaries from UDA and ODM has been established to support the committee's operation. The committee will be fully funded and facilitated by both UDA and ODM. In executing its mandate under the guidance of the principals, the committee shall undertake inclusive and extensive consultation with members of the public and all relevant stakeholders, including the arms of government, government departments, independent commissions, civil society, religious institutions, and the private sector, to ensure that the implementation of the MOU is informed by diverse perspectives and addresses the needs and aspirations of all Kenyans. The committee will commence its work immediately and will submit progress report to the principals every 2 months and to a joint Kenya Kwanza ODM parliamentary group on a quarterly basis. The parliamentary group will hold its first sitting on August 18, 2025. A final comprehensive report detailing the status of the MOU's implementation will be released to the public on March 7, 2026, marking the 1-year anniversary of its signing. Signed by both His Excellency the President William Ruto, Dr. William Ruto, and the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Wadau, I tell you, there is a catch, and the catch is to ensure that the opposition does not have a say. The opposition is absorbed again by Raila Odinga, and Raila Odinga has the final say on who becomes the president in the year 2027. And he will support William Ruto, and William Ruto will pick a running mate from ODM party. And I told you earlier that the 3 names were given. The first was Ali Hassan Joho. The second one was Opiyo Wandayi. And the third one was the current Homa Bay governor, Gladys Wanga. It's a matter of let's wait and see. Remember to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.